Alright, Shalom Akim. Shalom Yasharallah. First off, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash, giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us His truth to rule well. Alright, this is the brother Izar out here in Midland, Texas, prophesying the downfall of Esau Edom, which is a self-proclaimed white man, and the rise of Yasharallah, which is Israel, which pertains of you Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Alright, and to the elect, which is also from the house of Israel, for the 12 tribes of Israel, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans that accept the truth of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, alright, which is only accepted by Israelites and no one else. Alright, last week I was over here on Friday prophesying and letting the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans know who are the only ones that can receive this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that the scriptures speak about. Alright, which it pertained to Israel only. Alright, no other nation. You see? So now we're going to be going into Jacob, alright, which is Israel, and the things to come under Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and He's going to make a lot of things happen in this earth. Alright, knowledge will increase, which knowledge has been increased. Alright, not only to the Israelites, but also to these so-called engineers and all these other wicked technology. Alright, the wisdom of the world has been increased, which is vanity, and the wisdom of the truth of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has also been increased. Alright, so to be an Israelite doesn't mean you have to be a Negro, doesn't mean that you Salakia, to be an Israelite doesn't mean just by being a Negro, Latino, Native American. Alright, you have to do the work of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, won't you know, O vain man, that faith without works is vain. You see, it's dead. Faith without works is dead. So as some say that you have faith, alright, but you're not showing it, man. You're not showing the Most High the faith that you have in Him. Alright, if you have faith in the Most High, you're going to do His law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Alright, because you're going to truly believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is. You see? So by believing that something is, then you're going to follow after what He wants. You see? Same way that you believe that you're breathing in air, right? Because you're breathing in air, are you going to be stubborn against the air and hold your breath and say, I can breathe without you? No, man. So same way with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you're not going to go against Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai because He is, man. Alright? So to prove that you have faith in that air that you're breathing in, you puff up, alright? And then you release. Same thing with us, alright? You inhale and you exhale. That's how you do it with air, and that's what we do with the scriptures. We inhale, meaning we digest, we eat what this little book is saying, alright? Same thing that John the Revelator went through, Jeremiah, Isaiah, alright? We breathe in this word, and then we exhale, we proclaim, alright? So that's what we have to do as Israelites. You see? So not all Israel is Israel, alright? Because some of them will fall amongst them that fall. So some of Israel will fall along with the Edomites that they sided with, instead of siding with their power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Same thing that happened when we were coming out of Egypt, alright? When we were being led out of Egypt, miracle after miracle after miracle after commandment that we had to be doing, alright? But our people, as always, our people have always rebelled, you see? And as our people rebelled, we were shown what would happen if we rebelled. Alright, so that's why the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans are in captivity. Alright, this is the land of their captivity. And for the reason that we rebelled. You see, so what we're supposed to be doing as Jakes, as Israelites, is going back to our heritage. You see, and our heritage is to praise Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and no one else. You see, we don't praise this so-called Jesus Christ, because that's not who He is. Alright, the Lord is a so-called Negro. We don't praise Yeshua or Yahuwah, whatever you want to call it, because that's not His name. You see, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're supposed to be praying to Yahweh and praising Yahweh, which is the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, which is His only begotten Son. You see, our Lord and Savior. That's who we're supposed to be praising, man. Alright? With that praise, though, after we come into this truth, we're going to be chastised. Alright? chastisement of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, because he scourges every son that he receiveth. You see, so we have to be chastised, in order to be those godly men that we're hoping to be, the hopeful elect. You see, so with much knowledge, like, man, I always say this, but like it says in the movie Spider-Man, all right, with great power comes great responsibility. All right, and what is it to be Israel? What's the name of what does Israel mean, first and foremost? All right, which is he is a prince of the power. All right, so with great power comes great responsibility. Now, what's that responsibility? To keep the law, statutes, and commandments, to keep the Sabbaths, all right, and the Passovers, Hanukkah, all these things we're supposed to keep to the best of our abilities. You see? So right now, last week on Tuesday, from Tuesday night to Tuesday sundown to Wednesday sundown, that was a Sabbath, all right, because it's after every new moon. So from one new moon to another, from one Sabbath to another, that's what it is to be in a Sabbath day. It doesn't mean Saturday, you see. So now, March being the beginning of the year, on the 14th day is the Passover. So if last week was a Sabbath, and the week prior to that was the new moon, that means 14 days after the new moon would be the Passover, all right, which is a solemn assembly. We're supposed to be eating our food like we're about to go to war, man. All right, you eat your food and you eat your food quick. All right, that's how you're supposed to be doing the Passover. So the Passover is coming tomorrow. All right, tomorrow sundown to Wednesday sundown. You see, and I'm out here to proclaim this word. That way, nobody could ever say that they never knew. All right, because this word has to be proclaimed throughout the four corners of the earth. You see, and whether you mock, you scoff, whatever it is that you want to do, laugh, smile in your head, whatever it is, all right, whether you hear or forbear, like it says in Ezekiel, this word is going out regardless. You see? So when that time comes, when judgment comes, none of you could ever say that you didn't know, because you heard it and you ignored it. You see, like we read last week on Friday in Hosea chapter 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. All right, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. You see, and you will be no priest to me. So now we know that priesthood is towards Israel, the Negro, Latino, and Native American man. You see? So that's who this truth pertains to. So now I'm going to get into the book of Isaiah. And it's going to be Salakia. Let me see. Book of Isaiah, chapter 14. All right, Isaiah 14 and verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob. All right, so Jacob's name was changed to Israel. All right, because he wrestled with the angel of the Lord. All right, which was Yahushua. So Jacob wrestled with Yahushua and he prevailed. All right, he was strong. You see, so he became the prince of the power. That's what his name means, Yasharallah, or Israel. You see, it means he is a prince of the power. So as princes of power, all right, as princes, as judges, you see, we're supposed to be following our lineage of our heritage that is to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, at all costs, man. We're supposed to worship him even when Jacob's trouble comes, which it will. All right, Jacob's trouble, when the RFID chip is implemented and martial law is implemented. All right, when these things come to pass, all right, and food will be scarce, jobs, all right, and all these things are gonna be scarce, man. All right, we won't be able to be at our jobs unless we have that RFID chip. You see, all these things that are coming to pass, I mean, you're gonna be living basically out in the streets at one point. You see, it's possible that at one point you're going to be living out in the streets, man. All right. So what's up to us? It's up to us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. Because even if we live out in the streets and we have nothing to eat, we're supposed to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. If we don't trust in Him and we trust in our own bellies, we're going to go after eating what is it called? Not healthy, unclean foods. All right, people are gonna go after their own children. People are gonna go after pigs and all these things, and those are dirty, man. All right, people want to say that they're Christians, but they're not living the life of a Christian. Smoking cigarettes, all right, drugs. You see, doing all these things that they're doing, they're not living the life of a Christian. All right, they preach love and say that love, but where's the love, man? Where's the love? Where was the love for the Negro, Latino, the Native Americans? There is no love, man. Just love for their own bellies. You see? So let me read that verse again. This is Isaiah 14:1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and I will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. All right. So we know for a fact this has not happened. All right. If you want to call those Jewish people over there, those fake Jews over there in Israel, if you want to call them the Lord's people, all right, but yet they reject the Lord, all right, there's none of them that would follow Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. They don't call on the names Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right, but yet they're the Lord's people, all right. Granted, though, that our people do reject the Most High, but we have 144 elect men, and also men and children and women, all right, that are a great multitude. But that also pertains to Israel, you see? So that's who the Gentiles are, man. The Gentiles ultimately is Israel, you see? Because when you look up that word Gentiles in the blue letter, all right, it talks about, let me get that for you real quick. Gentiles, all right, it says it's usually going to be of a non-Hebrew. Salakia. Let me see if I can. Gentiles. All right, that word Gentiles in the Hebrew is Gawaya. Gawaya. All right. And the meaning of Gentiles, it says a nation of people, usually of non-Hebrew people, all right, which there is a lot of parts in the Bible that talks about non-Hebrews are being allowed, but it says of descendants of Abraham. Now, descendants of Abraham was Abraham, and then Isaac, and then Jacob, all right? So there's Abraham means father of nations, Abraham, all right? Father of nations, you see? But down here it says of Israel, you see? So it pertains to the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Those are the Gentiles, man. It says of swarm, of locusts, other animals. All right, so it means nations, man. Nations, you see? So heathen means other nations besides Israel, all right? Gentiles is the Israelites that took on the customs of the other nations, you see? So it's really pertaining to Israel. It's not pertaining to Edomites or Hamites, all right? Because only Israel will be saved. That's who Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai have chosen as a people. You see, if it was the case that that all people are accepted into this faith of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, don't you think the Most High would have made it to have the Messiah come out of any other tribe of the world or any other nation of the world, from Ham or from Esau, Edom? But he didn't. He had the Messiah come out of the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called Negros, all right? And the Messiah looks like a so-called Negro, you see? So while people hate the Negros, the Latinos, the Native Americans, man, they're gonna hate the kingdom, so why would you want to go anyways? You see? They want to fight for it. No, Esau, Edom can be saved. But if he goes to the kingdom, one, he's gonna try and spread out his wickedness, all right? His deceitful tongue. Three, you know, he's gonna have Salakia 2, he's going to have hate for the ones that are ruling. You see? So he's not going to make it into the kingdom, man. All right? He'll be a slave. Thus saith the scriptures. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see, this isn't something that we just came up with. All right? It's not something that we personally wrote into our Bibles. It's something that's been written, man. It's something that's been written. So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is for Jacob. All right? So let me read that again in Isaiah chapter 14 and 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. All right, and those are the Gentiles that it's talking about. You see, they're strangers because of the reason that they were estranged. All right, estranged is to be put away. You know what? Let me get that. Let me get that in the dictionary. All right, Salakia. Estranged. All right, it says estranged. It says an adjective, displaying or evincing a feeling of alienation, alienated. All right, so what do they call the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans? They look at them like alienated people, man. They consider them as something else because we are. All right, we are something else. We are the princes of power. All right, we're Israel. That's why we're alienated from the rest, man. It says, let's see, to turn away in feeling or affection, make unfriendly or hostile, alienate the affections of, to remove or to keep at a distance. You see? So we are Gentiles, all right? We're gente. Gente in Spanish meaning people. So the Gentiles is a group of people, you see? So that group of people pertains to the Israelite that were alienated, estranged, the ones that were put away from, stripped away from their heritage, all right? So they feel that disconnection from their heritage, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the promises that follow after Israel, you see? So those are the people, those are the strangers that were estranged from their heritage. You see, it's the Gentiles. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. All right, so to you Edomites, all right, to the ones that had to do, put a part into the slavery that happened to the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, those people are going to be put into the captivity. Thus saith the scriptures. All right, that's the judgment that's coming for Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. You see, which you're not white. All right, you have the blackest heart on earth. You see, you're not light. You're prideful. You're not humble. You hate, man. You hate. You see, and you've always hated Jacob. Always, from the womb, man. From the womb, you were fighting Jacob. You see? Two group of nations, man. Two different nations. That doesn't mean two different lands. It means two different people. All right? And one people would be stronger than the other. Now we know that Jacob is a lot stronger than Esau. All right? Whether that be with labor or actual fist fighting or whatever it may be, except for your blessing, which is the sword, all right, the gun, the weapon, that's your blessing, and you use it to the perfection, man. All right, that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai allows you to. You see? So it says, continuing in verse 2, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right, so who are the oppressors of the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans? The so-called white man. All right, self-proclaimed. You guys are the oppressors, man. Day in, day out, oppressing. You see? And Israel doesn't want to hear it. Israel does not want to hear it, man. They want to hear something smooth. All right, which takes me to the point that my woman, all right, she was watching this show on Netflix. All right, she said it's 10 episodes. I forgot the name of the show. All right, but it's talking about these white men that killed, I don't know if it was a Jake, all right, but the woman that was defending, all right, the murdered and was attacking her, and plus those men that murdered were cops, all right, in that show, you see. So in the show, those cops, they were backing each other up, and they murdered some people, all right, and after they murdered those people, that the one of the persons that was murdered, that lawyer was having their back so that those cops can be incarcerated, all right, or sentenced to death. You see, because if you take a life, an innocent life, that should be your punishment, death. All right, but anyways, in the show, throughout the 9 episodes, that lawyer presents good points, good statements, saying that they should be incarcerated for this, this, and this, and this. All right, so the whole time it looked like she was winning. All right, but as you would know, episode 10, all right, she lost the case, and the ones that were murderers, all the other ones, all the other 3, I believe it was 4, the 3 got let go with no charge, and 1 was sentenced to 364 days in jail. All right, and that was it. That's the end of that. All right, and she was talking about she hated the ending. She hated the ending. She wanted justice. She wanted this, and that. And I was like, okay, but you do realize that we're living in that time, man. All right, we're living in that time where there is no justice, man. All right, they're all being paid off. All right, they're all for the so-called whites. And if a Negro goes up there, they're already intimidated, man. All right, because they tremble at the presence of Jacob. You see, but they're real quick to act and hate. So, hey, that's what our people want, man. Our people really want to hear something smooth, something pleasing, something that'll make them sleep at night. All right, they don't want to hear these troubling things that are to come. That's gonna keep them awake throughout the nights. All right, that's gonna make them constantly pray. That's gonna make them meditate upon the scriptures, read the scriptures, and really think upon what's going on, man. They don't want to hear any of that. All right, they want to think that they just gotta say, I have faith and I'm good for life, when that's not the case, man. That's not what the Bible says. You see? So let me read that again. It says, whose captives they were. All right. So we were the Jacob, Israel were captives to Esau, Edom. All right, and many of these nations too. It says, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. All right, they shall rule over their oppressors. You see, and who are our oppressors? The so-called Edomites. And how do we know that? Because we're in the end of this world. All right, and now we know who Jacob is. We know who Israel is. All right, for a fact. You see? So now that we know who Israel is, we have to know who the enemy is. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So now we know that we woke up to our heritage. We know who we are, and now we know who our adversary is. Who is against Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? Who is against the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans? Well, just take a look at history. All right, history will let you know exactly who he is, and that's the self-proclaimed white man. All right. He wants to walk around like he owns this place, because he does. He wants to walk around like suit and tie, like he's so professional, because he is. He's a professional of the wickedness that comes out of his mouth, that comes out of his mind, all right, that's given unto him by the left-hand side. You see? So people don't want to hear him, man. They hate the Negros. They hate the Native Americans. They hate the Latinos. And they want to see it. They want to say that they don't, man. All right, but history proves and shows that the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans were hated. All right, number 1, lynched African Americans, so-called. Number 2, so-called Mexicans. All right, and they want to say that everything is good. Now they want to say everything is peace. But back then they used to preach that everything was slavery. Oh, but now they get scared whenever we say that they're going to be going into slavery. And that's just the truth of the scriptures, man. All right, there's nothing that you can do. All right, so now those people are going to be going into slavery. All right, and they will see what it is like to they will see what it is like to be in that same predicament. All right, do double unto her as she did unto you, man. All right, which is you Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Starting with the hopeful elect, they're the ones that are going to be implementing those things, man. The laws of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai are going to be written in their hearts, all right, in their minds. At all times, they're going to be thinking, they're going to be righteous. You see? So going to Revelations 13, and verse 9, it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. So if any man, we all have ears, all right? We at least have one ear, you see? But who we're trying to search for are the ones that can understand, all right? Which last week we went over it. It pertains to Israel, you see? So it says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. All right, so if any man has an ear for the scriptures, if any man has the understanding, let him hear what the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai are. And it says, verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Now last week we went into that word patience as well, all right? Which, to keep a proverb, all right, how do you interpret a proverb? Which a proverb means precept. A precept means a commandment. All right, which we're supposed to be in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, to interpret these things. You see, and that's gonna work our patience. All right, let patience work her perfect works, and that's what it is, man. Being in this truth is the patience. All right, that is the patience that we have for this wicked rulership that we're in. You know? So he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Now, who led us into captivity? All right, starting in the 1400s. In the 1400s, when the Caucasian men, the conquistadors, came over here to the Americas, who did they put into slavery? The so-called Latinos. All right? They took a lot of them back over there to Spain, to Italy, all right, to the old world. And then in the 1600s, they took the Israelites from the west borders of Africa, all right, the so-called Negros, from the west borders of Africa, sold by the Hamites and by their own people into slavery, all right? So they came over here and they led them into captivity as well. Same thing with those Hamites. Those Hamites are going to be seeing hell, man. All right, they're not going to be having their own continent like they do now. They're not going to be having their own kingdom, all right? It's not going to be like that anymore, you see? So the so-called white man led the captivity, man. He led the captivity. And that's why our people are so damn brain dead, brain damaged, brainwashed. Because they think like the oppressor does now. Now if a Negro, Latino, or Native American drive up by the hood, man, they're frightened, they're scared. All right? They're scared if they're not in that scene constantly. You see? And that's the same way Esau Edom feels, man. He has put us into that mindset, even to separate. A house divided cannot stand. So what does he do between the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans? The Native Americans looking at the Negros like, you're not us. You guys aren't us. All right? The Latinos looking at the ones that look more native, saying you guys are indios. All right? That means you're less. And then Latinos looking at the Negros saying you guys are this and that, man. And then the Negros looking at the Latinos like you guys aren't us. All right? So it's a bunch of confusion, man. And that's what this world has been breeding. Confusion. All right? When somebody's talking too much and they're not saying a damn thing, they're babbling. All right? So Babylon is a state of confusion, man. You see? And that's what America is. America is that state of confusion. You see? It's spiritual Egypt because they're still worshiping the sun. They're still worshiping all these false idols. All these other deities. All right? They're still stuck into the Babylonian religion. All right? A virgin birth. There's no such thing as a virgin birth, man. That's not what the scriptures say. You see? And the best one, you know, is 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and 48, where the heathen sought to open the laws, all right, the book of the law, and sought to paint their own pictures. You look at Moses, he looks like a so-called white man. Moses was not white. You look at Adam and Eve, they look white. They were not white. All right? Because it started from the ground of the earth, which is brown. The Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? But hey, when that time comes that you realize that the truth had been said and that they are the true people of the Most High, your face will gather blackness, man. Then you will be called black, all right? Because your face is going to gather that fear. You're going to know that you've been oppressing the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. And that's when it's it, man. That's when it's it. That's when you will be, man, you're going to be hurt, all right? And to you two-thirds too. The ones that denied the Latinos and the natives, all right, to the only black Israelites. All right, you guys ain't doing no works. You see? So going back to Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give the rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. All right, so the Negroes say, hey, Mexico is their own land, man. They have their own land out here. All right, but they don't realize that just because we say that the so-called Mexicans are from the tribe of Issachar, that does not mean that all those people over there in Mexico are Issacharites. All right, that's not what it means, man. Because just like over here, not all the Negroes that you can count are actually Israelites. Some of them are Hamites, and some of them are even Edomites. All right, because you are the seed of your father. You see? So a lot of Negroes out here, they're not actually, not a lot, Salaki, but there's Negroes out here that are actually not Israelites. Not just like there's so-called Mexicans that are not Israelites. You see? That's why we have to discern through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know? But that's who it's talking about, man. It's talking about, you know, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now in Mexico, they're still being oppressed, man. Why do you think they're trying to come to this place? And they don't see anything better over here. This place is just as depressing and oppressing as Mexico. All right, because Mexico is also ruled by the United States. All right, Mexico is ruled by the United States, man. All right, they have their hand in everything. Little puppets, you know? Same thing with Venezuela. That's what they were trying to do over there. All right? Same thing in Brazil. If you say that the Brazilians are also not Israelites, then you're missing the point, man. Because there was a lot of Negroes that went to Brazil. All right? And right now, if you look, you know, the Brazilians are proclaiming that the so-called whites are trying to erase them, man. All right? In Brazil, you know, they have news stations. They have everything, man. In Mexico, they have news stations everywhere in the world. And if you look at every single place, the news anchors are also white. Because that's what they want you to see. That's the face of the world. A devil. So in Brazil, it's mostly populated by so-called Negroes, all right? Negroid, of Negroid descent, the Latinos, all right? But you look at their news, you look at their telenovelas, you look at their TV shows, same thing in Mexico, and they're whites. And if they're not white, if they have black curly hair, they make them straighten it, paint it, dye it blonde, all right? And they wear makeup to lighten up their skin, all right? They all kinds of wickedness is going on in this world, man. And our people don't want to see it, all right? Let me read verse 3 again. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. So right now we're serving. That's what we're doing. All right? That's what we're doing. We're serving. We're serving the so-called white man. But in this land of captivity, under his nose, we're worshiping and serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, doing the work for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, going out to the highways and the hedges, keeping the Passover, all right? Keeping the Sabbath, learning about the Sabbaths, teaching the ancient Hebrew, the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash, which means the holy tongue. All right, Lashawan means lengua, tongue. All right, lengua means tongue in English, but in Spanish it means lengua. Lashawan, all right, Kodash means holy, pure. All right. So we're all learning these things in the land of our captivity. All right, and like it says in Judges 6, I believe, or 5, in the land of drawing waters, they will rehearse the righteous acts, and that's what we're doing, man. All right, in the land of drawing waters, they will rehearse the righteous acts. You see, so only Israel can rehearse the righteous acts, because only to them was it given to no other nation was it given to. No, he doesn't know any other nation like he knows Israel, man. You know? So it says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor seized the golden city seized? And that's what's going to happen here, man. All right? Now, a lot of these things in the scriptures, you know, a lot of these things actually already came to pass, you know? But a lot of them can be used in nowadays, you see, because like it says in Ecclesiastes, I believe it was chapter 3, it says that which was is to be. Also in Ecclesiastes 1, that which was is to be. All right, so the past comes back again. Same thing with the people. All right, the people that crucified the Lord are going to be in the last generation. Now, how would that make any sense if the Bible is true? How would that make any sense for that generation that is going to be at the end of times? All right, that doesn't mean that they're going to come up as spirits and be judged. You see, they're going to be judged because of the thing that they're doing in the flesh, man. You see? So same thing with the prophets of old. They're coming back, man. That's what Job spoke about in Job 14:14. If a man dies, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. All right, what is that change? Reincarnation, to come back into the flesh. You see? It says, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, so the rulers of this world are they're going to be humbled, man. All right, so the rulers of this world, they're nothing to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so why would you be afraid to get a job if you're in this truth and you know that they're going to come up against you at one point? Why would you be afraid of that? Why would you be afraid of letting go of this earth, man? That's why we're prophesying, sighing and crying and praying and fasting to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, because we're tired of the things of this earth. So we want to be separated from this earth, man. We want to be ripped out of here. You see? So you shouldn't be afraid to proclaim the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, or to get a job and you know, keep yourself in your lane. You see, because eventually these things are gonna come to pass anyways, man. All right, right now we're just basically surviving. You see, until Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai beams us up. You know, Lord willing, I'm part of that number. But when that day comes, you know, then can you finally rest, man? Then will you finally rest? Which really brings me to Exodus or Deuteronomy 33. You know, and I love this precept, man. It's beautiful because it's straight to the point. All right, so you can't deny it. You can't deny it because it's so straight to the point. Just like Romans 9, it's straight to the point. You know, you might think of ways to try and go around it, but when you put all the scriptures together, that's why precept must be upon precept and line upon line, because that's how you get the full understanding of the truth. All right, so this is Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 26. There is none like unto the power of Jeshurun. All right, Yasharawan. Yasharawan means upright one. All right, which is the ideal way to look at Israel, which is Yashar Allah. All right, Prince of Power. So the upright one is Israel. All right, so there is no power like unto the power of Israel, which pertains to the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, the true people of the Most High, the true children of the Most High, the Israelites. You see, so there is no power like unto the power of Jeshurun, who writeth upon the heaven in thine help, and in his excellency on the sky. All right, which, Lord willing, we're going to get into later. You know, those so-called UFOs are actually the chariots of Israel. You see? So he rides up in the heavens, man. You see? It says, the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. All right, so to Israel, to the elect, to the ones that he chooses to come down as warriors, all right, he's gonna turn around and say, destroy them, man. All right, so that pertains to Israel. Israel are the ones that are going to be doing those things. You see? I mean, the scriptures are to the point, man. You know? It says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. All right, so what does that mean? This hasn't happened yet. So what does that mean? Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. What does that mean? That means it pertains to the Israelites, man. The kingdom of heaven pertains to Israel. It doesn't pertain to just anybody. All right? It says, the fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Hey, so they're going to be living good. They're going to be living good, man. You know? Peacefully. In love with Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. That's what that means, man. The Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be living in that time of peace after the time of trouble, after the time of Esau, after the collapse of the kingdom, after the RFID chip. All right, so all those things that are implemented, we have to endure into the end. If we endure into the end, this is what's coming, man. All right, being a king, a rulership. That's why in Revelation chapter 3, it tells you, let no man take thy crown. All right, let no man deceive you. And hey, it's not just talking about men. It could also be women. Women love to deceive, man. Women love to deceive. You know, brothers that have been in this truth for a longer time, even regular jakes, man, you know, the ones that are just living a life, they can tell you that a woman is so deceitful. All right, and the scriptures tell you too that a woman, without lifting her finger, she can make a man do whatever she wants. All right, if she's bad enough. And our people are just so into this world, man. And by me saying into this world, I'm saying into the worship of women. Same thing with the so-called Brother Polite. He's so into the worship of women that he lost his way. He lost his way. He calls women his God. All right? But hey, like the scriptures say, would thou say that you are a God when they're slaying you, man? You can't. You can't say that your God is going to save you, which is a woman, whenever she's being slayed. All right? So all these things that are coming to pass, hey, it's for the better, man. Trust me. All right? Don't trust me. All right? Because I'm wicked. You see? People are wicked. The wine is wicked. The women are wicked. The children are wicked. You know? Don't trust me. Trust Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The true power. You see? Trust Yahweh. And he's telling you that the women are wicked. Trust him, man. Trust in him. And that's what we're supposed to do, man. That's what we're coming out to the highways and the hedges, preaching to the Israelites, all right, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether they're here or forbear. What the truth is, all right? If you say you follow the Lord, hey, you have to come out here and listen to the word of the Lord, man. Not to those churches where they preach hate by saying peace and love. That ain't what it is, all right? That's confusion. It says, the eternal power is thy refuge. All right, verse 27. And underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee and shall say, destroy them. All right, so the Edomites are going to be destroyed, man. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. So they're going to be living good, man. Happy art thou, O Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who is like unto thee, O people. No one. All right? The Spirit testifies with the Spirit, man. The Spirit itself bears witness. All right? No one is like Israel. Who is like unto thee, O people, saved by Yahweh. All right? So who's going to be saved in the end of time? Israel. All right? Point blank period, man, like El Tahara we say. It says, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thine enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread up their high places. All right, so Israel is going to be in rulership. You see, like it says in 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9, Esau is the end of the world. That means a certain type of group of people, a nation of people, is going to be the end of the world. And Jacob shall be the beginning of it that followeth. Now, what comes after this world? The kingdom of heaven. So Israel will rule in the kingdom of heaven. You see? Starting with the elect. And like it says in Obadiah, that it's only one chapter, but Obadiah verse 21, it tells you that Mount Zion, there will be saviors that come and spring out of Mount Zion. All right? And the world will belong to the Most High. You see? So from there, let me see. Back in Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a Salakia, verse 5, Yahweh hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right, so who are the rulers? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. It says, he who smote the people in wrath. All right, so who did he smite in wrath? Who are the people that have been killed off in wrath? The Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nation in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. All right, so nobody's going to save you, man. When that time comes, no one's going to save you because you don't have a power. All right, all the powers that you believed in are fake, idols. You see? So to Israel pertains the adoption. To Israel pertains the glory. To Israel pertains salvation. And who is Israel? The Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. The true people of the Most High. You see? And our people went off, man. Our people went off, and that is exactly why our people went into captivity. All right? But here in our captivity, our people want to preach peace. But that's not what the scriptures say, man. Matthew 10, it tells you that he didn't come to send peace. All right? He came to send a sword. That means division. You see? So this is Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 9. The wise men are ashamed. They are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Most High, the Lord. And what wisdom is in them? So what wisdom is in them, man? Let's see. It says, therefore will I give their wives unto others, all right? The Hebrew Israelites unto the Edomites, self-proclaimed whites, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. So their fields, the Israelites' fields, to them, the Edomites, that shall inherit them, the Israelites. For everyone from the least even unto the greatest is given to covetousness, from the prophet even unto the priest, everyone dealeth falsely. All right, so they've been dealing falsely. Our people have been deceiving our own people, all right, through Esau. And then when Esau came, our people went worse. They waxed worse and worse. All right, the love of many shall wax worse and worse. And that's what we're going to start seeing too, man. It says, verse 11, and here's the point. For they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So our people out there in those churches preaching peace, peace, when there is no peace, man. You see the wickedness that's going on in this earth? All right? How many people were shot that other day? 50? 50 people shot? All right? And that man throwing up that sign like the police does, praising Donald Trump for continuing white supremacy. That's all Donald Trump is, white supremacy. And then these people that love Donald Trump, that's what they're after, man. White supremacy. They're not after helping the Negros, Latinos, Native Americans, get them out of the projects, get them out of the hoods, make their places better, make their lives better, give them better jobs, give them better pay, give them better education, get the liquor stores out of the corners of those hoods, get the drug stores out of those neighborhoods. They're not trying to do that, man. They're just trying to get their money. And they're just trying to oppress us. All right? Which the ghetto goes back to the Jews. All right? Which goes from Judah. Ghetto comes from Judah, man. All right? Where Judah was kept. All right? That's what a ghetto was. And that's how our people still live in the ghettos, man. Because they know. All right? Our ancestors knew that the ghettos actually pertain to them. Because that's where the group of Israelites were, man. You see? Hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is beautiful with everything he sets out, man. With all these little tiny details that he puts out there for us to discover, it's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. You see? So it says, so yeah, man, verse 11 was the point. There is no peace, all right? Right now, there's a time for peace and there's a time for war. And guess what? Right now, our people are getting ready for that war. Spiritual warfare. All right, we're not carnal like Esau, Edom. We don't go out there to the fire ranges and film ourselves shooting guns. We don't do any of that, man. We're preparing ourselves with the best weapon we can have, and that's the scriptures. All right, and with the scriptures, we're gonna battle it out in the spirit. All right, not in the physical form, but in the spirit. You see? So verse 12, it says, were they ashamed when they have committed abomination? Nay, they were not all ashamed, neither could they blush. All right, to you 2/3, to the wicked ones. It says, therefore shall they fall amongst them that fall. So therefore you 2/3 of Israel are gonna fall among the heathen, among the Edomites. You see? Hey, that's how Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has it set up, man. You know, we're just the messengers. It says, nay, they were not all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall. In the time of their visitation, they shall be cast down, saith Yahweh. All right, so in the time of the visitation, they will be cast down, man. All right, you're not gonna be in your high places like you think you are, man. And neither are you 2/3. Jay-Z, all right, and all these rappers that do wicked shit just to keep that money. All these NFL players, all right, which seemingly they're good, but in reality they do a bunch of wicked shit too. Hey, man, you guys are gonna be cast down. So why not let it all go and join the spiritual warfare that we're in, man? Join the spiritual warfare and go up against Esau, Edom. Go to the four corners of the earth, you know, through the highways and the hedges to preach this gospel, the good news to Israel, man. To the ones that are really in the bottom of the bottom, to Lazarus. You see? So going back to Isaiah 14 and verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. All right, and that's after the fall of Esau, Edom, and you 2/3. The whole earth is at rest and quiet. They break forth into singing. Hey, so everybody's gonna be so happy that the so-called white man is gone. The 2/3 are gone. All right, the elect are gonna be so happy. They're gonna break into singing, man. They're gonna be so happy. You know, there's gonna be cheering, laughter at your destruction. It does say it the scriptures. It says, verse 8, yeah, the fire trees rejoice at thee, and the cedar of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us. All right? So the trees are going to be like, damn, whew, I was about to be cut down yesterday, man. I was about to be cut down today. Everybody's going to be rejoicing at your fall. Because you're wicked. And that's how you rule. Wickedly. It says, verse 9, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. All right, so hell from beneath, what does that mean? What does that mean, man? You know, it's not what the Christians think, because they think hell can be casted inside of hell. All right, and death is going to be casted inside of hell to be casted inside of hell. All right, so there's two hells, but that's not what it is, man. All right, that's confusion. Hell can be seen as the ground. All right, the ground could be hell. Hell can also be a condition, which who's living in hell now? Who's being oppressed? Who's in the land of their captivity? All right, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're living in so-called hell. You see? So when that time comes, you know, to cast hell away, which means the way of living, the hardship, all right, which means to cast away death, to Israel, to cast away that death. All right, they're gonna be living good, man, and that's why it says in Deuteronomy 33 that they're gonna be living good. They're gonna be living good because the hellish condition that they were living in was done away with. All right, the oppression that they were living in was done away with. The oppressor that oppressed them was done away with. You see? First they have to serve captivity, and then after they serve their captivity, then they're going to be done away with, cutting off by the seed. All right? Now, I don't think that the women are going to be cut off. You know, they could be. But the scriptures talk about seed. All right? So the seed comes from man. So if you kill off the women of the Edomites and you leave the Edomites, what happens if they take our women? Is that baby going to be Israelite? No, man. That baby's going to be an Edomite. So we have to cut off the seed. Same thing that the natives knew. They knew that if you cut off the seed, you know, they can't reproduce. So if you kill the male, the female, what is she going to reproduce? She can't reproduce anything. You see, because you are the seed of your father. Same thing with Solomon. King Solomon had a woman, and his woman that became the son that he had through that woman became a king. All right, and the son, the wife was from the tribe from Ammon. She was an Ammonite. All right, and same thing with his great grandfather, I believe. It was Jesse's father. Jesse's father married a woman that was a Moabite. And then she had, was it Jesse's father? Obed. I believe it was Obed. Salaki, I can't remember. But you are the seed of your father, man. That's the point I'm trying to make. All right? You come from the seed of your father. So if your father's an Israelite, you're an Israelite. If your father's a Hamite and your mother's an Israelite, you're a Hamite. If your father is an Edomite and your mother's an Israelite, you're still an Edomite. All right, you are the seed of your father. You see? So they're going to be done away with, man. So why even try to be saving them? You see? It says, it is riseth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right, so they're looking at America right now as one of the higher powers. And when that place is humbled and the so-called white man isn't on his throne like he used to be, he's going to look at him like, are you guys become like unto us? Because what do they preach? Oh, we invented the television, when they didn't. Oh, we invented this, and that. All right, and they want to boast on something that they didn't build, man. They didn't build anything. They used Israel to build. You see? So the other nations are gonna look at them like, hey, are you really that weak? Hey, did we just really whoop that ass? Like that from Friday. You know, from that movie Friday, that Ice Cube, when he got in a fight with that big ass dude, I forgot his name, man. But he got in a fight with him, and he humbled his ass, man. He humbled that dude's ass. That's exactly what Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to do to you, man. The younger is going to whoop that ass, man. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So from there, let me get to further explain what the scriptures are talking about. Because a lot of people like to get confused and say, no, man, the Bible talks about love and peace. What does that mean? All right, which I just read, where they say peace, peace, where there is no peace. All right, so love is only to one group of people. So this is John chapter 3. No, Salaki. John chapter 3, verse 14. Which they love to bring out, man. This is one of those scriptures that if you ever encounter an Edomite, you got to be ready, man, because that's one of the things they love to bring out. Even the 2/3, man. You encounter another Jake and you let them know what the truth is. Hey, they're straight up going to be, oh, no, I believe that that's not what it is. Because if you go to John 3:16, it tells you, 15, for God so loved the earth that he gave his only begotten son. You know, they like to go into those little precepts, which are just a few amount that can say that everybody's good. But then when you get the whole understanding, no, that's not what it is. They don't even want to argue, man. They just say it's not what it is. That's not really what it's saying. You see? So this is John chapter 3 and 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so the Son of Man must be lifted up. Hey, and to be an Israelite, to be following after the way of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, just like Yahushai was crucified, just like he was hurt, so are we. All right, we have to be hurt for this truth, man. We have to be hurting for this truth. All right, knowing that our significant other might turn their backs on us, knowing that our parents might turn their backs on us, our brothers, our sisters, all right, of this earth, and even the people that are not really blood related, which they really are, but another Jake might even turn you into the officers, man. And that's why you have to know that you have to keep going in this truth, man. All right, because it doesn't pertain to everybody. Not everybody's saved. All right, like the world likes to think. So it's not for everybody. So going back to John chapter 3 and 15, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For our power so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, Yahushai, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And that's the thing that they love to hear. Israel loves to hear that, man. Esau Edom rejoices because they feel like they might have a chance. All right, but that word world goes back to cosmos. Cosmos is a particular group of something. All right, a particular group of something. So to get the full understanding, we'll go to Isaiah 45. Man, that was right on point. The water, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, this is Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. All right, so he loved the world. What world did he love? Israel. He loved Israel. All right, let's see if I could get this in Ephesians. Book of Ephesians. You know what? Let me get it in the blue letter. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 3. And it's going to be verse 20. Verse 20. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. Now unto him that is able to exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us, all right, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai through the Holy Spirit. It says, unto him be glory into the church by Mashiach Yahushai throughout all ages. All right, so to the ones that are doing the work. Now, we just read John 3 and 16 and Isaiah 45 and 17, I believe. But this is Ephesians chapter 3, verse 21. Unto him be glory in the churches by Yahushai Mashiach, or Mashiach Yahushai, throughout all ages, world without end, Aman or Tawab. All right, world without end. Now we just read who the world without end is in Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. He shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. All right, so it's like a shout out, man. Shout out to Israel, you know, in the scripture. So it's not talking about everybody saved. It's talking about a group selection, an elect. All right. So Israel is that elect. So with that elect, hey, we have to labor for this truth, man. All right, like in Matthew, what was that, 21? It's a lucky, I can't remember. But continuing on, let me get Hebrews chapter 12, verses 5, 8. So Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5 through 8. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5. It says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. All right, so we have to be chastened in order to be considered sons, in order to be part of that promise, in order to be into that, man. In order to be in that, you first have to be an Israelite, and then you have to endure through the chastening of the Lord, and also endure through the life that is going to be given unto you, that you might see rejection. All right? For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Now you look at these Edomites, they don't look like they're being chastened a lot, man. All right, they're not living for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, because under no other name in the world can you be saved, but under the name of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, who is his only begotten Son, who is our Lord and Savior. All right, so these Edomites, they're not praising Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and they're not going through certain things, man. All right, family members looking at them ugly, other family members going up against them and talking shit behind their backs. All right, which that's just minimal stuff, you see. But it says, if ye endure chastening, our power dealeth with you as with sons, Yahweh. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So if you're not, really all Israel is being chastised right now, because all Israel will be saved, but not at the same time. You see, some Israelites will wake up to that content, to that shame. Some Israelites will wake up to that glory of being chosen to be part of that election number. You see, but ultimately, through the love that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has for Israel, they will be saved. All right, but through the work for our sakes, they're gonna come up against the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of that number, but they're gonna come up against the elect that are preaching this truth. All right. So back in Isaiah, Salakia, let's see, 66, Isaiah 66. You know what? Let me finish this one off over here. Isaiah chapter 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under the feet of the worms cover thee. Who art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down into the ground, which didst weaken the nations? All right, so that word Lucifer really is talking about the king of Babylon. All right, so right now, hey, Donald Trump could be considered Lucifer. All right, because he's the king of Babylon. He was set up by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for whatever reason Yahweh deemed it to. All right, nothing is by accident, man. There is no accidents in this world. Everything that happened is permitted by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, if you're in the truth and you're walking along perfectly fine and you stub your toe, hey, that ain't saying it. Oh man, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai made a mistake. I just got hurt. That's not what it's saying, man. So everything happens for a reason, man. Whether you curse the Most High, all right, or you say, I was walking a little proud. I was acting like I am the shit. Salaki at the water Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Humbling yourself, man. That's what you got to do, man. Humbling yourself, rent your heart, not your garments. All right, so cut away from the flesh. Don't cut away from, being shamed and cut. Don't. You know what I'm saying? It's rending your heart, man. That's what really matters. Rend your heart. You see, rend your heart. That's what really matters. It doesn't matter if you cut away from a certain dressing style. It doesn't matter if you cut away from, a popular dressing style. That's not what it's talking about, man. Don't cut away from how you dress. What's more important is what's inside here, man. All right, are you right in the mind, or are you just looking? Hey, I did away with dressing like people do in the world. I started dressing like an Israelite. That's what's gonna get me saved. No, man. All right, and a lot of people at IUIC they don't get the point. You know, they just, man. A lot of these people at IUIC think it's all about subscriptions and all about views and all about how you dress. They're fucking carnal, man. That's not what it is. Why do we post up videos on YouTube? What is the reason why we post up videos on YouTube? For the election, all right? Whether we make it or not, but if that video makes it out there to the election and they hear and they go through with it and they start studying and they're woken up through that, that's what we're doing, man. It's not just so we can, hey man, I'm getting some money over here because I posted 3 videos and fucking 2,000 people saw in each video. That's not what we're out here for, man. All right, we're not out here dressing all nice so that we can get people's attention. Hey man, that person looks like a true Israelite. That's not what it is, man. All right, the elect are gonna hear no matter how hard the words are. All right, the elect are gonna come drawn or be drawn no matter how nice you're dressed. All right, because what really matters is what's inside of your head, man. What's inside your spirit to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to fulfill your own belly. You see, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of our power. I will sit also upon the mount of the north of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's what Esau Edom thinks that he's doing, man. He really thinks that he's going to make it. All right? He really thinks that he's going to be some type of power. When in reality, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to cut him off. Like it says in Job 20. All right? Job 20 is a beautiful chapter, man. Letting you know exactly what's coming to the so-called white man. All right? But to the elect, hey, we have to be ready, man. All right? So with that, let me get into Isaiah 66. This is Isaiah 66, and I'm gonna start off at verse 3. He that killeth an ox as if he slew is as if he slew a man. He that sacrificeth a lamb as if he cut off a dog's neck. He that offereth an oblation as if he offered swine's blood. He that burneth incense as if he blessed an idol. Yeah, they have chosen their own ways, and their soul delighted in their abominations. All right, that's to the 2/3 and to really to this whole world, man. They all delighted in their own ways, and that's why you don't want to hear the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is repent. All right, and follow Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand, and they don't want to hear that. All right, our people want to hear smooth words, like it says in Isaiah 30. It says, I will also choose their delusions. So he's going to give it to you, man. All right. And I will bring their fears upon them, because I have called, none did answer. All right. So he's calling through the word of the prophets. All right. So he's out there in the highways and the hedges preaching this truth. And who's going to answer? Who's going to hear? Who's really going to say, man, you know what? I know it in my spirit, man. That has to be the truth. All right. Because it's raw. It's hard. It's true. All right, there's no covering, no sugarcoating. All right, it's like if you gave, there was this meme, but it's like if you gave Jacob just regular black coffee, man. Majority of Jacob is gonna be like, yo, what the fuck is this? All right, they want that sugar, they want that cream. All right, creamer. That's what they want. They want to hear that sugar and creamer, man. You see, I've tried black coffee myself, and I'm like, yo, fuck. It's a hard taste. Just like the scriptures, man, it's a hard taste, hard pill to swallow. You see? So that's why Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is extending his hand, Yahushai, with the red pill and the blue pill. Which one are you going to take, man? Are you going to decide to go back into the world and forget everything you ever learned? Or are you going to take this truth and be dressed up like they want to say, a homeless person? All right, like a bum. They're going to call you bums. They're going to call you homeless. Even though you have a job, even though you have a house, you see. But that's just how our people are, man. You know, Israel has always casted away Israel that didn't look like Israel. See what I'm saying? So it says, because I have called and none answered. When I spake, they did not hear, but they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not. All right, so that's how Israel is, man. We're delighting in things that are not. All right, delighting in ways of the world instead of delighting in ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? So verse 5, hear the word of Yahweh, ye that tremble at his word. So that's the ones that are doing the work, man. Your brethren that hate you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yahweh be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy. All right, to the elect's joy, he's going to appear to your joy, to Israel's elect. All right, but to the 2/3, to the brothers that have been casting us away, pushing us aside, saying that we're not, but in the land of our captivity, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to say we are. To them it pertains. All right, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. All right, so the other people are going to be ashamed, not the ones that are doing the work. You got nothing to fear. All right, if you are with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, if you're with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, who can be against you, man? No one. If the power of the host, the creator of everything, is with you, who can be against you? All right. Verse 6, a voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yahweh, that rendereth recompense to his enemies. That rendereth recompense, which means pay back. All right, compensation, recompense means to pay back to his enemies. So who are his enemies? So that means, hey, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai doesn't love everybody if he has enemies, right? So you Edomites are done, man. You guys are, through the Spirit, you guys are done. All right? Through the Spirit, you guys have been done. From the womb, you were estranged and you've been done. All right? So from there, let me jump down to verse 15, I believe. This is Jeremiah chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire, all right, which is the ICBM missiles and the UFOs. It says, and his chariots like a whirlwind. That's the UFOs. All right. To render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. Same thing that we read in Deuteronomy 33 and I believe it was 14. I want to say it was 14. Let me check. 26. All right, Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 26. It says, there is none like unto the power of Jeshurun, who rideth upon the heavens in thine help, and his excellency in the sky. You see? So when Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai comes back with the UFOs, he's coming back with wrath. With, hey, it's going to be horrendous to you. All right? To the elect, they're going to rejoice. They're going to laugh. They're not going to mourn. The tears are going to be put away, man. You see? It says, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh. Now that word plead, I have it down here, which is Strong's H199, which is Shaphat. All right, so Yahweh Shaphat, Jehoshaphat is the same thing, man. All right, Yahweh Shaphat, where Yahweh pleads with all flesh. You see? So going back to up here, it says, verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, which means judge. All right, a judgment. All right, down here it says a judge, to punish or govern or sentence. All right, so to sentence people, to judge people, that's where you will be judged. You see? It says, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. All right, which really boils down to the elect. All right, so as an elect, as a seed of Jacob, we have to be ready for those things to come, man. Persecution, all right? Because we will be persecuted. You see? We will be delivered to the judges. Hey, Like the brothers were saying, some of us might even see the president before we're executed. All right? And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to provide us with the words to say in those times, man. But that's why we're supposed to be getting ready. Like it says in Isaiah 33 and Daniel chapter 12. All right? Because the time of trouble is coming. And in that time of trouble, who will save you? All right? No one can save you but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua if you're laboring in his truth, man. If you're laboring in his truth, you don't have anything to worry about. You see? It says, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens, behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and abomination, and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith Yahweh. All right, so when the time of trouble comes, we still can't eat those abominable foods, man. We still can't eat those abominable foods. We're still supposed to keep the law, statutes, and commandments and pray for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to give us our daily bread. Just like it says in the prayer. All right? Give us this day, all right, forgiveness. In the Hebrew tongue, it says, Nathan la Nawa. All right? Give Nathan la to Nawa, us. Give to us, lacham, bread, kal yawam, all day. All right? So give to us bread all day. All right? That's why the prayer is there, man. So he can comfort us in the time of trouble when it comes. And you pray for these things. Hey, guess what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua might even rain that angel's food. All right? Which angel really goes to the word messenger, or a prophet can be a messenger. So, hey, a prophet's food, you know? And that's what it's going to be in those times, man. That's what it's going to be in those times. It's going to be so bad that the angels are going to have to help us out. You see? So the people that mock, scoff, and they do all these things, hey, forget about them, man. Because when that time of trouble comes, they're going to be looking for you to help them out. All right? And when you don't give them the help because they don't deserve that help, they're going to seek you out to kill you so that you can be delivered up to the judges. You know? It says, verse 17, it says, behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination, and the mouse shall be consumed altogether, saith Yahweh. All right, for I know their works and their thoughts. It shall come that I will gather all nations and tongues, and they shall come and see my glory. And what is that glory, man? When Yahweh Hashem Yahushua comes back in the fathership, all right? In that big ship, mountain-like. That's how huge it's going to be. People are not going to be able to comprehend what's going on. They're going to be afraid, and they're going to try and fight for their lives, all right? And they know that their time is done. Their time is done, man. It says, and I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations, to Tarshish, Paul, Lud, to draw the bow, to Tubal and Javan, to the isles afar off, that have not heard my fame, neither have seen my glory, and they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles. And that's what we're doing right now, man. We're declaring the glory of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua in the midst of the Gentiles. All right, so when that time comes, nobody can say that they didn't hear what the truth was. All right, and that truth is that death and destruction is coming. All right, lest you get right with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. You see, because Edom, though they seek it carefully with tears, they find no place of repentance in their heart, man. Thus saith the scriptures. All right, so this is mainly and pertaining only to Israel. All right, and more specific to the election of Israel and the great multitude, man. You see? So we're supposed to return to our power. You know, so I'm going to go to the book of Solomon, all right, chapter 3 for Ecclesiastes. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 3. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are at peace. All right, so it looks like the elect are going to be destroyed, but really they're at peace, man. They're at peace because they're finally slain for the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, when that day comes, Hey, the elect will not hesitate, man. The elect will not hesitate. They're gonna love to see death. All right, because it's more beautiful to see death than to the beginning of life, man. All right, because death is the beginning of the new life. All right, righteousness. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet their hope is full of immortality. All right, so let me get this in Romans chapter 8. Romans 8. All right, so let me read that again. It says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. So let me get that in Romans 8 and 24. It says, you know what, let me start off at 14. For as many as are led by the Spirit of our power, they are the sons of our power. So those are the sons of God, all right? It wasn't no angels coming down, mating with women. That doesn't make any sense at all, man. That's not what the scriptures talk about, you see? So the children of the Most High, like it says in Matthew and in Luke, it pertains to Israel, all right? Because Adam was the son of God. From Adam came Seth, and then Seth, so on and so forth, all right, down to Jacob. It wasn't Esau, which is a so-called white man, self-proclaimed white, all right? It was Jacob, the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes, you see? So to them pertained the adoption, the glory, the covenants, the law, the salvation. It's not for everybody, you see? Because they only bring out John 3 and 16 like we brought out earlier, but for clarification, Isaiah 45 and 17, because Israel is the world without end. Thus saith the scriptures. That's not something I just pulled out of the air. It's something I pulled straight out of the scriptures. You see? So verse 15, for ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of adoption, wherein we cry, Abba, Father. All right? When we cry, Abba, Father. All right? Father, Yahweh. That's where we cry. All right? We didn't receive the spirit of that we're in the captivity, man. All right? We received the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? Because we are in our captivity, but we know who we are. That's why we scream out, Abba. You see? So verse 16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of our power. Why? Because we're proclaiming the wickedness of this earth. And that's why the earth will not like us, man. That's why the earth will not love us. Not even like us. All right? Because we're proclaiming the evil, wicked deeds that are done here in this earth. All right? Open rebuke is better than secret love, man. And this world does not want the rebuke. All right? Especially not the rebuke that comes after the prophet's rebuke. You see? And that rebuke is death and destruction from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So verse 17, and if children, all right, if we are children of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, then heirs of our power, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and joint heirs with Mashiach Yahweh Shai. If so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So to the Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans that are laboring in this truth, we will be glorified in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You see? That's what happens after persecution though, man. All right? You have to endure hardship. And that is hardship, man. It says, verse 18, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. All right? So the persecution, whatever persecution a brother may go through in this lifetime, hey man, keep at it, because it's nowhere near the beautifulness of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and the glory that is coming to this place, man. And to this place, I'm talking about the temple of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, which is the elect. All right? It says, verse 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the Son of our power. All right, so we're waiting for that manifestation of the Spirit, which has already been written. All right, We're waiting for that manifestation of the scriptures to happen here on earth, man. That's what we pray for. Abba. It says, for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of our power. All right, so we're going to be delivered from the corruption of this world, corruption of the flesh, corruption of everything, man. We're going to be living good, all right, if we continue through the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. All right, who does it pertain to? To Israel, man. It says, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. For we are saved by hope. All right, so let me get that in Luke 21 and let me see, Matthew, Luke 21. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, and that's talking about the chariots, man. The chariots, when they come back, that's our redemption. All right, that's gonna redeem Israel. You see, we were redeemed through the blood of Yahushua. So the redemption is when Yahushua comes back to the ones that were found laboring in his truth, not just anybody. All right. So what was the other one? 21. Let me see. It's Slovakia. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 10. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence, and fearful sights and great signs shall be from heaven. All right, so from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all these things are going to be revealed, man. All right, great earthquakes, all these things, and you will tremble at those things, man, because you will know that the redemption of Israel draweth nigh, because at that time you're going to know that whatever was being spoken is true by the prophets, whether you hear or forbear. All right, so going back to verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. All right, and he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know that your own selves, that summer is nigh at hand. All right, so when you see the trees springing forth, you know that summer is at hand. All right, you know, like right now, the trees are springing forth, so we know that it's already springtime, supposedly. That's what they call it, springtime. All right, time to spring forth. You see, so the summer is coming up, because spring is right now. You see, so like, you know, in that sense, it tells you, so likewise, ye, when you see these things to come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, is nigh at hand. All right, so now we know that these things that are coming to pass, all right, Israel waking up, all right, proclaiming the downfall of a kingdom, that means that this place is about to come down, man. You know? It says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away, but my words shall not pass away. This generation shall pass away. But how does that make any sense? How does the Messiah say that that generation that he was in shall not pass if we're already in 2019? How does it make any sense at all? Lest there be reincarnation. All right? For fear that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to destroy this place, you have to believe that there is reincarnation. All right? Because that's the generation. That's that wicked generation that's coming back. You know? It says, verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all things be fulfilled. All right? So that generation did not pass away until all things were fulfilled. So if 2,000 years ago, there was a wicked generation where the Lord was here, how is it that that generation will not pass away until all things come to pass? Unless there was reincarnation. You see? It says, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. All right, so the word of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will not pass away, man. And that's why this word is so important to understand. It says, and take heed at yourselves, lest any of your hearts be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. All right, so we're supposed to be, we're supposed to be in the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because if we're too busy in this life, and that day comes, we're gonna be like, oh shit, what the hell just happened? All right. So going back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for our power proved them and found them worthy for himself. Now this is in Exodus and Deuteronomy, where the Most High proved them by seeing if they would walk in his law, statutes, and commandments or not. So again, it pertains to Israel. All right, so we're supposed to be following in the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. All right, so when that time of trouble comes, we still can't eat pork. We still can't eat shrimp. Even if that's going to be the only thing that's served unto us, we got to reject it, man. All right, we have to reject it. If we believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that should not be hard. All right, it should not be that hard for you to really think about, man, should I go up against Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, or should I not? All right, in that time of trouble, even though it's physically hard because you're hungry, all right, that's why we're fasting though, to get that body into practicing, you see, and it's going to be made stronger in those times by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you see. But if you reject this world, like, hey man, you can't live unless you eat this pork. Hey, you have to be in that spirit that you're going to be like, yo, you know what? Fuck it, bro. I'm going to die believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I'm going to die in my belief to the cause of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai instead of falling for the ways of this world, man. So it says, proved them and found them worthy for himself. All right? Proved them and found them worthy for himself. You see? So let me get this over here. Salakia. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 11. Wherefore also we pray always for you, that our power should count you worthy of his calling, and fulfill all the good pleasure of his goodness, and the work of faith with power, that the name of our power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, our Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, may be glorified in you, and ye in him, according to the grace of our power, Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right? So going back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 5, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for our power proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. All right? So, hey, that's the faith that we're supposed to have in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. All right? Be willing to be burned. Be willing to be cut 1,000,000 times into death. All right? To bleed out. Be willing to be hungered to death. All right? Be willing for anything for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, much like Abraham was willing to burn up his son Isaac to deliver him to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. No feelings involved, man. All right? If they put a gun to your woman and your children and say, unless you take this RFID chip, I will shoot your family. Don't be saddened. You should be joyful that you're in that predicament, man. That you're finally gonna be delivered. All right? So your family might get shot. And say they take you as a captive. All right? And then they scourge you, and then they punish you, and they whip you, and they beat you to death like they did Yahushai. You should be happy, man, that you died the same death as Yahushai. That you died believing, being a martyr to Yahushai, to believe in the faith and die in the faith. All right? Like Tupac would say, to live and die in LA. All right, to live and die in Los Angeles. Los Angeles meaning the messengers. To live and die like a messenger, man. All right? The messenger of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's what we're supposed to be. You see? It says, verse 7, and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks amongst the stubble. All right? Like sparks amongst the stubble. So this is Matthew 13. It's lucky. 43. Let's see, Matthew 16, 13. Let me see. Come on. This is Matthew 13 and 43. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. All right? So the righteous will shine forth, man. You see, and they're going to inherit the kingdom. So going back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 8, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their power shall reign forever. All right? That's the same thing we hear in the book of Obadiah 1 and 21, which I meant to get earlier. All right? But it says, Obadiah chapter 1 verse 21, and the saviors, all right, and saviors, all right, not just one but many, shall come up against Zion to judge the mount of Esau, you self-proclaimed white men, all right? So Israel will rise up, all right? Mount Zion will rise up to judge the mount of Esau, all right, which is a self-proclaimed white man, his kingdom, Babylon the Great. It says, to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. All right, so the kingdom's going to belong to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to the elect and to Israel. You know? So going back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 9, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. All right, like we read last week on Friday, what was that? Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9, I believe. Whom shall he make understand doctrine? And you know what, let me get it, just so I don't butcher it, man. Isaiah 28. Jeremiah. Isaiah. Chapter 28. Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall they make Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. All right, so it belongs to Israel, man. Israel are the ones that are going to receive this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You see? So going back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 8. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. They shall put their trust in him. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. All right? So to be an elect of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you have to be following after what Yahushai and Yahweh says. That's how you put your trust in him. You know? So with that, Akim, I want to say shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel. you Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. Stay in this truth. Stay strong. Keep fighting and endure through all afflictions. All right. Keep the Passover, which is Tuesday night or Tuesday sundown to Wednesday sundown. All right, or to the morning, Salakia, and it would also be the which would be to the Wednesday sundown, because that would be also a Sabbath. All right, and then it's gonna be for 7 days. You see, so hey, keep the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. That's what we have to do as we put on as the hopeful elect. So with that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rachakodash. Giving double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth to rule well. And shalom to the brothers out there. Stay strong, man. Shalom.